Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. It's Friday. Some people want to say Friday the 13th, but I'm going to say TGIF. And welcome in to Sports Chat with Mr. 33. I am he, Mr. 33. And tonight, as usual, on a Friday night, we're going to run down the week in the WWE. As most of you know, they're getting ready for Saturday night main event, which is tomorrow night. So let's just take the trip down memory lane pretty much, right? So we start with Monday. Monday Night Raw was it was about Gunther and Finn Balor. They had a conversation. Yeah, as most of y'all know, he swears Finn Balor deserves the title because he's helped Gunther along the way, so he believes. And that bothers Gunther. So as they having the conversation, Gunther insults him, say, you know what, you used to be the man, and now you join these jokers. Paraphrasing, but so he insults him enough to where he gets jumped by the Judgment Day. So as the Judgment Day begins to put hands on him, Damian Priest comes out and puts some work in there. Right? So he takes out some of the Judgment Day, and then Gunther decides to take some of that frustration out on him. More than likely because of the past few weeks he couldn't beat Damian Priest. And now, because of that situation, there's a match that is scheduled for Saturday night main event. And it is for the Gunther's championship belt. And it is Gunther versus Finn Balor versus Damian Priest in a triple threat match. Um, so that was added to the card. Uh, we got the Intercontinental belt that's going to be fought, as well as backstage. Braun Breaker is talking to Adam Pearce, and Ludwig Kaiser comes in and has a conversation with him, and he's telling Braun that he better enjoy the belt pretty much. Ain't got much to do. I'm about to take that from you, whatever. So they start, getting each other's face. Ludwig slaps him, so y'all know Braun is on a rage. But that Intercontinental belt, if I'm not mistaken, is next Monday on Raw. What else we got going on? We got, I believe they have the Intercontinental belt that's getting ready. The tournament that started over there for the women. But before that, uh, what's her name? Liv Morgan. They have a confrontation with Io Sky early in the show. They Liv Morgan, they take her out and they stand over her as, they get ready to prepare for the battle at Saturday night main event, as Liv Morgan will be fighting or facing Io Sky for the women's championship belt. Then after that, we had a segment where the New Day was trying to come out and have the conversation about what happened last week, and the fans laid into them so much that they couldn't get a word off, and they kept trying to explain what happened or what they felt or how they viewed it, and the fans wasn't trying to hear that. So in that segment, fan power really worked because they got them up out of there real quick, right? So then we get to main event. What was the main event this night? The main event for this night was Raquel Rodriguez versus Rhea Ripley. Falls count. I mean, no disqualification. Good match. The girls really handled themselves very well. Of course, Liv Morgan comes out. She interferes in the match. Raquel gets the advantage. In the same match, after all of this, Io Sky comes out. She comes and interferes at the same time. She Liv go at it. She throw Liv's out. She do the moonsault through. Well, not a moonsault. She jumps through the rope, dives on her. Rhea takes advantage. She puts Raquel through the table, gets the 3 count. Io comes in. They see the belt. Io and Rhea grab the belt at the same time. That's how Raw ends. Right? Oh, I forgot about in between time. So in between time, Drew McIntyre comes in and he handles Sammy. He jumps on Sammy again, gets Sammy out the ring. They going in the back. Sammy comes back and jumps on Drew McIntyre. So that match is now included. Well, it's already been included, but that match is official. Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn at Saturday night's main event. So those are the matches going on from the Raw participants, or for the Raw roster in the meantime. So we get to SmackDown. Uh, SmackDown starts today with I almost said Jimmy Uso having a conversation talking about he get ready to come back. Well, not come back. He gonna be out for a minute, but he gonna come back stronger than ever. He got the crutches, as most of y'all know. He broke his toe in War Games off of that off the cage aerial assault on Jacob Fatu. So as he's finishing up his conversation, he gets blindsided by Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre is everywhere, y'all. Let me tell y'all, he comes through on Raw. He came through on SmackDown today. He Claymore's Jimmy. Puts him down, start putting hands on him. That gets stopped, of course, and he gets escorted. And as they going off, well, they walking out the arena. Nick Aldis to tell him, no, you can't be doing that. I'm trying to get you over here, and you over here acting like this. What's the point? Da 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 da. And at the same time, Naomi and Bianca comes in. They're like, we need to holler at you. And he's like, yeah, that's good because I got to holler at you too. So they like, what's going on with Bianca? Well, we don't know what's going on with Bianca. But what's going on here is that we're going to have to strip you of the belt because she's not coming back no time soon. So she's like, nah, I can't. I'm waiting for my partner. Naomi jumps in and said, listen, you ain't got a stripper. Pretty much I'm gonna tag with us. So the belts remain around her waist until Bianca belt. Oh, not Bianca. Jade comes back from this injury. And he's like, well, if that's the case, you guys are gonna have to defend the belt on Raw. Excuse me, next Friday on SmackDown. They like, cool. We get to the first match. The first match is what was their first match? Yeah, it was a Carmelo Hayes. He's awaiting the new guy that's coming to SmackDown. So he gets in the ring. We hear the music. We look who's coming from the curtain. It's Braun Strowman. So Braun Strowman is now fighting Carmelo Hayes. What up, Nine? Good evening. So as he comes through the ropes, he comes through, Carmelo looks a little baffled, confused. Braun handles him pretty easily, takes him out, tells him stop crying, gets the 3 count. Braun wins the match. Roman Reigns has a clip that he's going in and telling everybody, like, yo, Solo, we're gonna do this one time, mano a mano, me and you, let's do this. We're gonna do it on Raw on Netflix. So I'm believing that match was made official, which makes sense for a lot of us. What up, Nine? Nine is in the building. Shout out to the Nine. So as Roman is telling them, like, yo, when we get to Netflix, I'm gonna need that Ulafala. And when I get that back, everybody's gonna have no choice but to acknowledge me. Okay, cool. We We hear the Motor City Machine Guns. They upset at DIY because DIY tricked them and got their belt, and they fussing, and DIY is going having a conversation. Yo, we needed that belt back because y'all been holding the belts and y'all gypped us. We never got our rematch. This, that, and the third. Uh, Raw wasn't. I mean, SmackDown wasn't pretty eventful at all this week, but the main Jacob Fatu fights. Who? I'm not sorry. LA Knight fights Solo. Uh, Solo. Solo handles him. Well, not handles him. Jacob and Tamatonga got in the match. They interfered. Solo ends up using the spike on LA Knight, pins him. Yeah. That match. Then what's these people name? Oh my god. Bear with me, y'all. I'm all over the place. Oh, Andrade and somebody else comes out. The new bloodline handles them, take them out, put them out the way. Uh, for the Intercontinental, the U.S. Women's Title, Tiffy, she fights. She fights Meat. Is it Meechin? Yeah, it was Meechin. I don't know why I get that girl's name confused. Uh, Meechin pulls up the up. Well, it's an upset for me because I didn't see it coming. Apollo Crews, right? Yeah, they handle Apollo Crews, new bloodline telegram. But Tiffy Time lost her chance at the U.S. title to Meechin. Uh, it was a pretty good match. I mean, yeah, it was a good match. I just didn't like the ending because she actually connected with her move, but they made it seem like she didn't. And then Meechin connects on her move and pins her fairly. And Meechin heads into tomorrow, and she has an opponent, and that opponent was it's between Chelsea Green and what is that other girl name? I forgot her name that fast. Anyhow, oh, it was Bailey. I'm tripping. Chelsea Green and Bailey, and in another stunner, Chelsea Green won that match. So Chelsea Green is going to fight Meechin for the U.S. Women's Title tomorrow in on Saturday night's main event. I don't even care about that little dust up between these two goofies. The champ, what's his name? Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. That's irrelevant, right? So the card is set for tomorrow for main event. We got 3 of the 4 champions fighting. Next Friday, Nia Jax and what's the little girl name? Candice LeRae. Is it Candice LeRae? They gonna fight Bianca and Naomi for the belt. I don't know how they get a. I don't know how they get. They jump the whole line, but they get a title. They get a shot at the titles tomorrow. Next Friday, we gonna see what goes on with that. Uh, that's pretty much it as far as the weekend Raw. Uh, well, that's for y'all that want to come up. It's up there. Um, Only thing I really found interesting in NXT was the fact that Trick Williams and Omi Femi. I believe that's going to be a good match. When he was in Umi Femi won Iron Man, the Iron Man deadline, and he looked it very impressive. He took out the most opponents in that short. Well, what was it? 25 minutes. He's going to be a very competitive guy. I think the winner of that actually comes out and joins the main roster. I don't know if I don't know. It's going to be a good match. I think they can be they equally rounded. Trick with the speed, Umi with the power, but Trick has a little bit of power to him, which is not surprising, but it's definitely going to be a good match whenever they decide to have that. Uh, that's that's pretty much it for the WWE side of things, right? Uh, so yesterday there was a game. The game was the Thursday night football game, and the two teams were the Los Angeles Rams and the San Francisco 49ers. The Rams won the game 12-6, but that's not what I want to talk about, right? So in so in the middle of a game, right, we see we see somebody coming out of the game. Well, we see somebody walking into the locker room, right? Most of us that's watching the game, we believe that the guy is injured or something to that extent. We come to find out that the linebacker Devondre Campbell, he left the game on his own accord. And after speaking to Kyle Shanahan, the coach of the San Francisco 49ers, his quote was, Devondre Campbell didn't want to play today. Most of us that have been around team sports, most of us that, that's been around sports, period, we know one thing for certain, two things for sure. It takes talent, right? It takes a gift, right? You gotta have the ability to make a 53-man roster, right? And for most of you that don't know, it's about 95 people that about 100 people try out for these teams in the summertime, from let's just say July to the first week, right? So the man was talented enough to make the 53 cut. Yeah, Commander. He really had a bad. He's gonna have a bad day, right? You have a bad day. You you don't. It's like he quit. Basically, what he did, he quit on his teammates, right? The game was important because they still have playoff hopes. The team, his position was weakly. I mean, his position was being affected as a couple players went down, and He was next on line. He's the next man up. Now he got salty because the guy that he was starting a couple of games, but he was replacing an injured guy, and the guy that came back, the guy that was injured, he came back, and so he felt like he should be playing more than the guy that left. But we all understand when you play these sports, you have to represent yourself to the fullest, right? Not only are you representing yourself, right? You are representing the people in your position. You are representing that team, the helmet that you wear, right? And for you to just walk off the field, that's a cheap move. That's a sorry move. Word say he saw. So it was a tantrum. Correct, Commander. It was a tantrum. It was a tantrum because he felt like he could get more. He should get more time. But you have to understand, there's places in on the team that you are not suited for. That's what the coaches say. You have all week to present. You have all week to present yourself like, yo, I can do a better job than him. Not only that, by you walking off the field, you have stained yourself. You put a scarlet letter on yourself. Now, what if? Okay, he got cut. They kicked him off the team. He's not. He's no longer a San Francisco 49er, right? So the question is, who's going to pick that man up? Who's going to tell that man, hey, yo, we want you on this team? His teammates didn't understand it. His teammates at after that game was like, they don't know what's wrong with you. Like this, that, and the third and the fourth, right? You don't quit on your team. Right at the end of the day, you spend the majority of time with these brothers, right? Especially when you make the roster. You spend 6 months. You spend the majority to go on road trips. You go to team meetings. You do all of these things, and for you to just give up on somebody is a sad, sad thing, right? It it's unexcusable, right? Now just imagine we're in a group, right? Well, we the 9%, right? Shout out to the 9 once again. So we having we do things together, right? We have conversations. We try to put things into perspective and into positions to where we could make our group better, our individual channels comfortable enough for people to come in. Now, just imagine if one of us was going through an episode and we jump up on a panel and then turn around and say, you know what? I'm dropping down. Now, we're not even telling you I'm dropping down. I'm going to use me. I dropped down for no reason. What the hell wrong with him? And then you find out I didn't want to do it no more. Like, yo, you good? No, I just ain't feel like doing it. Or why did you get up there in the first place? Right? You cannot just walk away from these people, right? I consider my 9% family. I can't just leave my family. I just can't leave them with no heads up, right? For example, right? I'm running around last night. I give you an example. I'm running around last night, right? I'm on the panel. Well, I'm not. I'm not on the panel. Uh, my 33 brothers having a live. I see him over there. I'm riding with my 33 brother. Shout out to Commander. She's awesome, right? So we see the homie Ryder. Shout out to Ryder. She's having a live on the other side. So they having a conversation like, dang, word went live. And I'm like, nah, I got him. You good? I got him. I'm in between both chats, right? The fact that the point of the matter is when you rocking with somebody, when you grouped up, when you buddy, when that cohesion is in effect, you do what you got to do for the other person, right? If I'm over here with my brother and I got my sister over here, I'm gonna do what I can. But shout out to my sister Commander. She's on that side, like I got her over here, and I'm like, all right, I'm just floating through, making sure everybody's good, right? That's what you do when you're on a team, right? You make sure the person in front of you is good, the person to your left is good, the person to your right is good, and somebody got your back, and you'll have their back. So for that man to just walk off the field because, as Commander so eloquently put it, he was having a temper tantrum, is sad. It's sad because you get the week 15 to have a temper tantrum because somebody came back to claim a position that was already his. And most of us know when you're in the NFL, it's very hard for you to lose your position off an injury. You got to be doing grade A work, right? You got to lead that. You got to be, in this particular case, you got to be the leading tackler in every game that you started. He wasn't. You had to be so impactful that the team you galvanize the team and put them on your back. He didn't do that. You wasn't even the leader of the core of linebackers. You got some respect from the players, but you wasn't that guy. So you got a hissy fit and walked out of the stadium or walked out of the field of play, all because you felt you can do more. Now the sad part is I don't think he grasped or understand he could have just ended his career by doing that. How is that so, right? Because don't nobody want them to quit. Don't nobody wants a player that's going to quit in the middle of a game, right? We need you. We're gonna need you on standby. We're gonna need you on deck. So for that man to just leave because he was feeling that way, now you want to make the team a weaker team. Now there's a one less player that we can count on. And we know for sure we going into the game with 53 and you left not because of injury. Well, it's an injury. You had an emotional injury. Your feelings are hurt. Correct, Miranda. He's unpredictable, and don't nobody wants an unpredictable player on their team. So you forfeit your salary because you had a hissy fit. This is what the new generation do, right? I asked this question before. How is it that are we playing? Are they playing for the love of the game or their money? Right? Are you trying to win championships or you just want notoriety? You can get notoriety by just making a social media account. If we being fair, most football players are not even seen because they wear a helmet. You only know you if you are a star and you take the helmet off, right? Like we know what Patrick Mahomes looks like. We know what Travis Kelsey looked like. We know what Aaron Rodgers looked like. Uh, 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 we know what Tom Brady looked like. We know what Dak Prescott. We know what all these people look like because they are noticeable because we have seen their face without the helmet. We've seen what they look like, right? But for you to, like I said, for me to forfeit any type of financial gain because I'm having a fit. I would have just sat it on. I would have sat on the bench and pouted. Nah, I ain't going in there. I'd rather, well, you probably gonna get fired. You probably get fired then too. You're not being professional. You gave up the potentials. Right. This is what I'm saying. And because of that, this is how people are gonna view you. This is how you're gonna be viewed by 31 other teams. You hurt yourself. Not only did you hurt the team, you hurt yourself the more. You cannot just walk off the field just because of that. That's crazy. That's so hurtful. That's so insulting. You insulted the higher brass, the team president, the CEO, the owner, everybody going down. Just because you don't know how to control your emotions. We know in sports that the best ability is your availability. You just eliminated all of that without an injury. You know people are going to call you a donkey. You know people are going to call you a clown. You know people are going to look at you like, what the hell is wrong with you? Right. There's people that just want to be ball boys. I just want to go up there and pick the little cone up where they kick the ball off with. I'll go do that. I do that real quick, 3 hours. Man, y'all don't understand, man. When you get to be around something that you love, you value it, you treasure it, you hold it dear to your heart. That man worked all the way from pee wee football all the way to the NFL just to lose his emotional intelligence and walk off the field because he had a hissy fit. That's a lot of work. You beat out a whole bunch of people just to have an emotional breakdown. And there was no tears involved as far as I could see. I don't know about now because he got waived. But it's just the point of how could you just sit there and turn around and just give that away? You gave a position away that you worked hard to get. Like there's nothing like you've been learning this. This is something that should have been established a long, long time ago. But not you. You want to feel like you are entitled to things. We are bust our hump. People are busting their humps just to make the practice squad. There's people that's hoping that, like, I don't want to sound callous, but yo, I'm waiting for my shot. Some people are hoping and praying that somebody being going down with an injury or illness or something, just so they can get a shot to show I could be that extra player. You voluntarily gave that away. You voluntarily gave that money up. I guess you ain't got no mouths to feed. I guess you ain't got to support nobody but yourself. I guess you got all your ducks in a row. What's your next job going to be? Who you going to try out for? Right? It's week 15. The season's almost over. With that loss, it helped the 49ers are losing ground. They're closer to elimination of the playoffs than getting into the playoffs. You could have been the one that made that game saving tackle. You could have been the one that blocked that field goal that stopped the team from getting 3 points. But not you. You want to be in every down. Everybody don't play every down. You are not that elite of a dude. You may have been an all pro, but you are not the pro in this position, in this predicament. You look like a wimp. You look like you like a little kid. You quote unquote took your ball and ran, or you took the jersey and ran, and now you ain't even got a jersey to wear. Like y'all crazy. Like these people are crazy, right? And the funny part is, as we listen, well, in the news this week, right? We found a man, even though it's a different sport, right? We found out a man was signed for $765 million for 15 years in Major League Baseball. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine that man just walking up the field with a hissy fit because he didn't get a base hit or he struck out 4 times? I don't want to play anymore. Who's giving up that type of money? Who's giving up that prestige? Who's giving up that legacy? Who's giving up that honor? We take a lot of things for granted. Well, Devontae Gamble, he took a lot for granted. He think his talent is that much needed that somebody else is going to sign him, but he's going to be sadly mistaken. All because you could not gather yourself for a quote unquote demotion. You act like you got demoted and you ain't gonna never play again. That's what he got now. That's what he put himself in today. Now he's looking for a job. And a lot of these, let's just be real, a lot of the NFL players in these predicaments are not financially savvy. They ain't saving their all late chips. Hopefully this young man did, because he's going to go a while without a check. I don't know what he was making. I don't really care about that. That's not my business. But what I do know is whatever it was, he got cut. He ain't getting that. He ain't getting the rest of that check. You had 3 games to go, and then you could have had a hissy fit all through the winter as it snows after Christmas. Now, did you shop for your Christmas gifts? Right? You did all of this for what reason? It's sad that you really thought that you was that dude to where you can go ahead and lose your job before Christmas. What if what? What is going on? Yeah, that seems to be the word of the year, right? Everybody crashing out. Everybody worrying about 2024 being the year of revelations or letting things out. This was the year of people crashing out. We see it on the app, we see it in the YouTube streets, and now we seeing it in professional sports. That man, I don't even know if he going to see the therapist, psychiatrist. He need to see somebody because there's nowhere in the world that you can walk away from that type of job with that little bit of time left and think that's cool and thought you was going to secure the bag. Like I said, there's people waiting for him. I'm pretty sure they unsigned somebody right after that. All right, we picked up this guy because this guy didn't want to work no more. What do you think he gonna go to unemployment? There ain't no unemployment. There ain't no unemployment for that. How you gonna make that up? What do you think they go? What do you think you gonna get 20,000 a week till you find employment, gainful employment? You walked away from it. They didn't even fire you. You quit. That's what they go. Well, he quit, so we he's no longer allowed in the facility. We know it as being cut, but hey, so that's something that we all need to work on. But I just felt bad for this guy because I don't no, I'll take that back. I don't feel bad for him because you got to do something. That wasn't even a if you love what you do, it's not a job. Right? I love talking about sports. This ain't I can do this all day. I can do this all day because this is something that I love to talk about. I love to talk about football. I love to talk about basketball. I love to talk about all sports. That's what allowed me to have sports chat in my Channel 9 studio. This is something that I love to do. You ain't gotta pay me for it. If it happens, it happens. If we get monetized, that's one thing. That's a blessing, right? We want people to gather up and do the things that they come and be comfortable and have the conversations and things like that. But I love talking about this stuff. I love talking about wrestling. I love talking about boxing. I love when the panel is available. I love when people get up here and have a conversation, no matter what it is. Right? It allows me to speak about something that I am passionate about. Right? Like right now, I'm sitting there talking to you guys, and I'm still watching the Nugget game, the Nuggets and the Los Angeles Clippers. This is what I'm saying. I can do all of this. Is what I do. I can sit here and talk about this, right? Be me. My passion for this thing is one thing. Sooner or later, I'm going to come up here and just say, you know what? I'm gonna do a whole game by myself. Whether I'm doing it by myself or if there's people in the chat or there's people watching, right? I'm gonna just say, you know what? Let's go for the gusto. Let's show them what I can do. Let me show y'all how I can call this game as y'all watching it and and and, and just shoot the breeze, right? Because this is something that I can do. I love doing it, but his ego cost him something that he loves. Is it doesn't that sound familiar? I'm sorry, I'm coming busted down brown. But when your ego gets in the way, you don't even understand that wasn't even a sacrifice. You didn't sacrifice nothing. You just lost your mind. You just lost your job. You lost your job because of what? You lost something that you love to do. Why? His ego cost him money. What's the word that what is it? Pride comes. This is not even pride. This is arrogance comes before the fall. You can be prideful in the successes that you make, but his arrogance is what caused him to walk off that field. His arrogance, his ego is what cost him the rest of the season. His arrogance and ego may have cost him an NFL spot for the rest of his life. What are you gonna want to do? You gonna want to come back and coach? How you gonna coach somebody and you quit as a player? Who's listening to you? Who's gonna be obedient to what you talking about? Who's gonna listen to your X's and O's? Ain't nobody listening to you. But here you go. You walked up out of there for whatever reason. You gave up on your teammates. You gave up on your brethren. Your brethren looking like, yo, I wouldn't be surprised. Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody went up there and hollered at them with their hands. Because I know for sure there's a lot of people that don't take that lightly. Lightly, excuse me. You can't be walking around doing nothing like that. But here you are doing all of these things. Devontae Campbell, I truly hope that you come to senses. I truly hope that you understand what you did. I pray that you find a way to forgive yourself. Because I know your fans, your family, they will more than likely not understand what you did. They may be talking to you crazy, like, what's wrong with you? But at the end of the day, Devontae Campbell, you got to live with that decision. You got to live with that loss of finance, income. You got to live with that loss of respect. I just hope you understand what you did. You put a scarlet letter on yourself. You marked your own self. You branded yourself. You branded yourself as a quitter. And it's 99% of the professionals will not accept what you did. 100% of the owners will not accept what you did. That's for sure. You are not you're not that top middle. You're not even Greenlaw on your team. You're not none of those guys. You're not even the top guy on your team for you to make that decision. You hurt yourself. That's not a good thing to do. It's absolutely sad. And like I said, you hurt your teammates, but eventually you hurt yourself. But anyway, with that game, right? With that victory last night, the Los Angeles Rams are now 8-6, which leads to an interesting game on Sunday, which we'll go into more in depth, if anything, tomorrow as we come back on for Saturday night main event. We'll have that conversation with that after we discuss the matches. Will there be will any titles change hands? I seen a look in Tiffany's face tonight. She may be cashing that thing in. I didn't realize she only had this thing for like 6 months, as I thought the Money in the Bank was like last year, like the beginning or the end of last year, but it was July. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens tomorrow. I believe they got Jesse the Body Ventura coming back to have the commentary or color commentary on Saturday night main event, which is different, especially now that Vince McMahon gone. For most of y'all that don't know, there's a history behind that. Jesse Ventura used to do the main event but something happened to where he got fired and he hasn't been back to the WWF since the I want to say the 90s, and now they bringing him back to call these a few of these matches tomorrow. For me, it might take me back, but we know Vince ain't calling the match. that would have took me back, or Gorilla Monsoon, God bless the dead. You know, those are those matches that we used to stay up for, right? 11:30 New York time. No Saturday Night Live. Why? Because wrestling's on. Oh, we staying up. You sit back with your grandmother. You watch Hulk Hogan and Jake the Snake Roberts and Brutus Beefcake and Ultimate Warrior and all of these guys. The Heart Foundation, right? It's a trip back in time for a second, but you see these new guys. It's going to be different, but we gonna see what happens. Will Like I said, will any belts change? Will Gunther lose his belt in the triple threat? Will Cody lose his belt to Kevin Owens? Who's gonna win the title for the U.S. Women's Championship? Will they let Michin be the first women's U.S. champ, or will it be Chelsea Green? I still don't know how that's possible, but hey, that's the match, right? Uh, just so much to think about. Well, so much to observe, and then after that, they'll be leading into the new Netflix. I mean, the Royal Netflix, or however they programming this to be. We see people going to be on the moves from the roster positions from SmackDown to Raw and vice versa. We already noticed that Braun Strowman is on the SmackDown roster. I don't know if he gonna rekindle that Bronson Reed thing when he comes back. I think Bronson Reed is out indefinitely. Uh, that's one of the first moves we realized. But it's gonna be an interesting thing going forward. Uh, like I said, if I'm definitely not, we should be talking about this tomorrow, as well as the Heisman. Oh, the Heisman Trophy winner is tomorrow as well. Uh, there a lot of people want this young man Travis Hunter to win the Heisman Trophy. Now, Travis Hunter is a guy that plays both sides of the ball, and he played in the universe for the University of Colorado. For you, those of you that don't know what school that is, that's the school that's coached by Deion Sanders. He played offense and defense. He's the top. He won the best corner trophy. I forgot the name of it. My mind's all over the place again. Y'all bear with me. So we know he's the best cornerback. He played at least 80% of the football games, 80% of the plays in football on his team. That's unheard of. That hasn't been done like since Rod Woodson or somebody of that stature, that state. As a matter of fact, if I'm not, well, yeah, Rod Woodson was the last one to win that as a defender / offensive player. He was the one. So it's going to be interesting. We got a couple of quarterbacks and a running back, but they think that Travis Hunter is the guy to beat, and we will find that out tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Well, close to 9 o'clock. They're going to do the whole presentation from 8 to 9, but they're going to market these people going in. So we're gonna see who's gonna win this Heisman Trophy award. What up, though? 1, 2. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Are
can
you
hear you.
on? Are you, oh, there
I
you
always
go.
be thinking I'm off mute, but I wanted to say this: no one has ever played both sides of the ball that many snaps, 80% of the snap. Not even Rob Woodson. No
Right.
one has ever did that. Not in no sport had played both sides. Um, so I mean, what that young man did was very unique. Uh, Probably never be done again. I don't know how he did it because I mean he ain't the biggest guy neither. Like far as weight. I mean, but um, can that translate into the NFL? I don't think so. But um, it's been done. So, and man, he's going down in history. So,
Yeah, it's just the fact. Like I said, it's the fact that he's the one to beat. But I already know they're gonna target. They're gonna target him because of his coach. I can't stand that fact, but that is the fact, right? He played for a defensive coach, right? But Dion didn't do it as highly as Travis Hunter did. Never, ever.
no,
He did a gadget play here and a gadget play there.
right.
But it, to me, for me, I think he would be a better offensive player,
I do too.
right? I think he would be a better offensive player. Like if you need like an emergency nickel back, okay, I understand that, right? All right, it's an emergency. We down one, right? Okay, cool. But I think he's a better receiver. He has that's a talent that nobody can. You can't even duplicate that. That's a gift
Yeah,
for you to be that gifted on both sides of the ball. Like growing up, you played two hand touch or tackle football in the middle of your street. You had to do that, right? But he did it so well. He did it at the top of the line. He did it to where eight. I don't think people know how many plays 80% of a game is.
yeah. That's a game. Not 80% of the offense or 80% of the defense. No, he played 80% of the snaps. Like
Right.
it's players that don't play 80% of offensive snaps. You understand what I'm saying? It's players that don't play 70% of the offensive snaps. This man played 80% of the game. Like that's unheard of.
And it was like I said, he won the best quarterback award. So we understand that how they view him for that. We got that part, right? Now they give away if they give this man the Heisman, he's he's guaranteeing himself to be top 10 easily.
Bro, I've seen people saying he the number one pick, bro. Because I mean what he brings as a young man, and then I mean you can like with him. Like even if you say if he get drafted as a cornerback, him just being a weapon for the offense, him playing cornerback, he probably can come in. I mean, with his height, he might come in as a shutdown, but then you make him an offensive weapon, meaning you can just throw him in there on third downs, on second downs. You know what I'm saying? I think that. I mean, I think he'll do. I don't know, bro. I'm being honest because I mean he got. It just depends how. I mean, can he stay with elite wide receivers? I think he can get off elite corners. I think he'll have more success on offense. I think he'll struggle on defense a little bit for a minute, but I know he'll excel on offense. But I don't know, bro. Honestly, the more I think about it, I mean, you can't if you draft him as a cornerback. I mean, as a wide receiver, I don't think you can spot him on defense. And I'm gonna tell you why, because I mean, if he's primarily training to be a wide receiver in the league, and then you just throw him out there because he's talented on D, he gonna get burned, bro. He gonna get toe. He gonna get toe up. You put somebody like uh, DJ Metcalf, like you. I mean, like, but you said nickel, but even Puka Nakua. Like Puka Nakua,
Hmm.
nah, bro. If you ain't constantly redefining yourself and used to that game speed on defense, no. That's
It's just the fact of you look at you take 32 top receivers, right? Just to all right, think of the worst team, right? Okay, the Giants is the worst team, right? We're gonna stick with the Giants, right? Can he
he gonna
stick with
retire.
Malik Neighbors, right? Can he stick with him,
Mhm.
right? You just go down the list, right? The NFC
Yeah,
East. Can he stay with AJ Brown? I don't think so. Can he stay with McLaurin? No, I don't think so.
uh,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
CD Lamb,
After
like
playing offense,
right?
you know what I'm
No, you
saying?
can't
No,
do that.
it's a different. Yeah, it's different. It's different. Like I was listening to one of his podcasts. He was like, "Oh, they don't think I can do it in the league. I'm not. I don't know what he can do. You know what I'm saying? He might shock the hell out of everybody. He shocked us already. So I mean, that boy believing in something like that, believe in it. But just logically thinking, like the game speed is different. There's people who dominate in college that have a hard time adjusting to the pros, and then there's some people who suck in
Absolutely.
college and then come to the pros and be a dog. So I mean, it's anything is possible. But what I'm saying is, like that shit ain't gonna work. I mean, you have to you gonna have to be superhuman just to the wear and tear. Like look at Devontae Adams. I mean not Devontae Adams. What's the Devontae dude from the Eagles?
Oh, Smith,
Yeah. So I mean he was dominating in college. But he got to the league,
right?
he started getting smacked. And he was like, oh shit, yeah, I can't do that no more. I just I can't I just can't run a cut and think I'm gonna just run fast and past everybody. Nah, them damn linebackers fast too now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You running, but that's what I'm saying. Is he ready for those type of hits? The Fred Warner hits, the CJ Mosley hits, the like those type of hits. Are you ready for those type of hits? You got to be ready for them hits. You gotta read the blitz. You gotta listen. You gotta understand the play calls. Yo, I need you to run that 2 step slant, or get ready for that flash screen out there in the corner. Like you gotta like it's a different dynamic. It's just different. Now I know he's not going to be Desmond Howard. He's not going to just be a punt return, kick return. That much I know. I will not, I will not downgrade his talent like that. He is a superhuman talent. The question is, how is they going to want to play this man, this young man? It's just different, right? If he do play defense, I think he plays defense. I think he's going to be in a zone situation because that's too much work.
Yeah. I was about to say
That's
my
too much.
question is my question is how long do they want his fucking career to last?
Well, if he get a rookie contract, it's at least 4 years, right? Because they don't want to pay him top dollar, right? Like I said, he gonna just imagine he going against Amon St. Brown or Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase. There's elite wide receivers out here. This is not the Big 12. So my thing, like I said, I would rather him play offense and be that possession receiver. If he's a deep threat, that's cool too. But I don't think he should do both. I don't think so. I don't think he should do both. I think it'll wear him down to a point to where he's like, you know what, I'm just gonna stay on one side of the ball. But he might as
But
well make that decision now.
this, I mean, this is what he got to realize too. Like this, you playing right now, and that's fine. You plan to make it to the pros, right? But now when you're in the pros, it's a business decision, man. Like business wise, it don't make sense for you to play both sides of the ball. It just it don't you ain't gonna get paid for playing both sides of the ball. You just gonna get paid one flat salary, whatever you know what I'm saying, your contract is, but they ain't go, oh, you play
Right.
receiver, let me give you some receiver money. Oh, you play cornerback, let me give you some corner. No, man, that ain't how it works. That ain't how it works.
Pick your, yeah, you pick your position and that's it, right? But like I said, he gotta really like if Dion is doing the right thing, he has to really sit down and have this conversation with him, right? Now, that's another thing about coaching, right? College. We know that Bill Belichick just went to college. He's being a head coach in North Carolina. You bringing up kids now. This is a different scenario. It's not. It's not as if these are grown men. You don't have to tell them what to do. You got to teach these kids. You got to show them their way. You gotta be you really a leader. It's not a leader amongst men, but you a leader nonetheless. And Dion, like I said, he has that ability to understand it because he's done it. He's viewed as the greatest cornerback in the world ever to play the game. You understand what it's like to guard Jerry Rice. You know what it's like to guard Michael Irvin, T.O., uh, 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 Sterling Sharp. You know what it's like to guard these guys. You gotta make it happen. You gotta make that decision to where, hey, my man, you gotta do one at a time. Uh, you gotta make sure you know what's best for you, and and do your best, and you everything else will take care of itself. You gotta he gotta be the teacher that he's supposed to be right now. And I know he can do it, Coach Prime. But like now it's time because once if he wins this Heisman, man, he gonna have a real conversation. He got to have a
Hey,
conversation wholeheartedly, and that's where Prime gonna have to come in and do what he do.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was shocked that Prime let him play as much as he did, but I don't know the kid. He do, so I don't think Dion did it for his own benefit. I think he did it for the kid's benefit. He trusts the kid. He said that many a times. I trust him. To
Mm-hmm.
do, what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure, he close to him. So I'm pretty sure he be having conversations with him, like how you feel, you know. But like I said, that's college too. Dion took that into account. Like going forward to the league, I'm pretty sure Dion gonna tell him to select the position.
And like I said, that's a conversation he definitely need to have. And you know, it's a tough one. Don't get me wrong. Like everybody that understands it, everybody that follows the sport know this is not an easy decision for this young man to make. You gotta really have this conversation. It's really necessary, right? If you don't, it's going to be a bad look on you. So you know, I like I said, he did an amazing job. Now I did see the kid Cam Ward. You know, he plays a top sport. Realist, what's going on? Um, he but he don't have this talent. I don't even know how you can't even bypass the talent. It's like it should be hands down one. 80% of a game, you just I don't like man.
And he did it
I
at a
don't think
high
people
level.
understand it. Right at a high level, 100 yard games. He had about 8 or 9 100 yard games receiving, and still
Hey, hey, can I say
interceptions.
something? Can I say something
Go
real
ahead.
quick? Hey, realist, if you got time, bro, can you hit the link? I want to put something in the back chat for you. I want to tell you. Oh, never mind. I'm gonna just text you. I just realized that. I can text you. Never mind. I'm gonna text you. I just got some more information on a colleague, and I don't want to, announce it to the world because somebody else is. But I was told I can, tell the circle. So definitely want to tell realist.
Okay, okay. Um, yeah, yeah, but it's like I said, it's just a unique position for this young man to be in. Like it's bar none. Like for me, it's bar none who should win this. Now I know a lot of the times the quarterback's going to win the award. That's like in the NFL MVP. We're having the same conversation, as a matter of fact, with the MVP, right? They talking about Josh Allen. What y'all think Saquon Barkley doing over there? Y'all think that's some light work he doing? Like anybody could do that? No. You know what I mean? There's no way in the world that you could just bypass what Saquon Barkley has done over the past 14 weeks and say this is chopped liver. He's on a pace to run for over 2,100 yards. You know how difficult it's only been done it's only been done a few times. And if you break Eric Dickerson's record, that's even crazier.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that's something like you can't history records are made to be broken, right? And if they're made to be broken, they should be received as the accolades should be given to these people, right? Especially with the higher you get in the sport, right? So if this young man can play 80, like every time I say it, it is mind-boggling. 80% of a game. He's playing 100 plays a game. One time I seen him play 120 plays a game. I mean, he played 120 plays. I'm sitting there looking like, how the hell is he doing this? He only comes out on a punt. Like are you serious?
That's the Gatorade on the sideline, bro.
They ain't don't start me the line. Ain't no ain't no ain't that. I'm just saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's how rare this thing is. And the fact that this young man has done it to the level, I think they have one. I don't think he should play the bowl game. If they go, well, they're 9-3, so they are going to be in a bowl game. I don't think he should play. Reserve yourself, because you don't want to speak it into existence. But we seen episodes. I'm gonna just leave it at there.
He played all 4 years too, didn't he?
No,
he played 4.
I think he played 3 years. Right? He played all 4. He played all 4. He played 2 at Jackson State. I forgot. All of them came together. You right.
He played. I was about to say. I think he played 2 at Jackson. I know he played 2.
Yeah, he played 2. Right, he played 2 there. Right. Mm-hmm. You're absolutely right. Because they all went together.
Because Shiloh was the only one not projected in the top 3 rounds, and I think that's why they stayed. You know, another year, so all 3 of them can get drafted at the same time. Because they could have came out last year.
Yeah, Shador definitely could have came out last year. Well, Travis could have came out last year too. I don't think they would have viewed him as he is now. But like I said, once that Heisman gets into it, like I said, they both could be in the top 10. Shador and Travis Hunter.
Man,
I don't,
crazy. They talking about Shador going to be a Cowboy. Him and Dion. They said, man, that'd be dope. I didn't know Bill Belichick went to North Carolina.
He signed the other day, and I'm sitting there. I'm looking like, yo, that's a set for me. I don't know. I'm looking at it differently. I'm like, yo, that's a step down. Mm-hmm. To me, that's a step down.
Huge
right?
Step down to me, bro. I mean, you graded the best coach in the NFL at one point, and then now you're a college coach. Like, bro, how the mighty fall from grace, man.
Yeah. It is sad because we sit here talk about this Devontae Campbell guy. Man, look, you don't understand how far you can fall from grace to like he's the greatest, right? We're gonna put it like this. Y'all don't want to call him the greatest coach ever. Y'all want to give Tom Brady all the credit in the world. Y'all can't take that he's the greatest coach of this era. Y'all can't do that. 6 championships in 20 years. They
Bro,
ain't
when he
even
went,
teams that won 6 championships.
bro, the Lions ain't win nothing. Bro, check this out. I remember when he won that sixth one, they was talking about renaming the Bill Belichick Award instead of the Vince Lombardi. Like, bro,
And it ain't like they was all cheap, right? The 28-3 deficit. The oh my, it's just so many, right? The first one against the greatest show on turf. Listen, man. This is what I'm saying. When you love doing something, this is what people got to understand. When you love doing something, this is not a job. This is just like a activity. It's not even a hobby. It's just something that you love to do. Like people love to fish. They going out on a boat. If they can't get on the boat, they stand on the shore and fish. They love to do that, and they not doing it to eat. They doing it just to throw the fish back in the water. That's a love thing right there, man. And for that man to be 73 years old and say, you know what, I miss the sport so much. He had it good. He was talking about football. Nah, I need to be on the sideline. I don't care. Nobody want to hire me in the NFL. Wow, that hurts. That gotta hurt. But shout out to Bill Belichick. He wanted to go ahead and be. He just wanted to be on the sideline, and he replacing Mac Brown. Mac Brown is old, so I'm like, yo, what is this? The senior citizen tour in North Carolina. What's going on here? So
hey, bro, that's the nature of our country right now. Think about it. Trump was old, and we got somebody older, Biden, and we gave it back to Trump. I mean, it's an old man's world. Yes, it is.
that's what it looks like, and that's the scary part about it, right? Now you got these elderly people want to lead these young children. These well, in Belichick's case, these teenage kids. Are you really are like off the name alone, right? Just like Prime, off the name alone, you're gonna get the clout, right? Now you got to figure out how the system works for you, right? When you can turn two teams from 1-11, Coach Prime did that, right? Deion Sanders did that at both schools, Jackson State and Colorado. When you could turn those two teams into legitimate football schools, that's all credit due to you. They buying into your system, this, that, and your third. The question is, will Bill Belichick translate to the college level? I don't know. I mean, he had Tom Brady. Tom Brady brought in. I don't know who's going to do what now. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting
Man,
thing to see.
and maybe one day we'll have that conversation too, because I mean, Tom won without Bill. Bill ain't win without Tom. So I mean, at some point, that's gonna have to be a real discussion.
But that's what I'm saying.
He
I think
played.
that's
He
why he
played the.
took the job.
He
That's why I
played the
think
shit
he
out
took
of
the
Tom
job.
Brady.
Right.
He played the shit out of Tom Brady.
Yeah. And
It
that's
wasn't
what
Tom. Tom did amazing things when Bill Belichick was fucking up. 'Cause Bill Belichick wasn't only the coach; he was the GM too. So you the reason Tom
right.
Brady didn't have nobody, and he still had to be great. You the reason, bro. And
That
after he left, you had all the opportunity to show your greatness. You just showed you was
and
great at getting rid of Tom Brady.
no,
I
you just
mean,
showed that you was fool's gold. And that's why I said, he had a like a y'all want to give Tom all the credit. Okay, cool. But I think that's what kept him from the NFL, from the coaching jobs that was available last year. I mean, he could have waited and see what the coaching job this year with his shoulder. But I think he knows what it is. They felt like he was a terrible GM. But you ain't got to give him the GM job. Just let him
bro,
coach.
he fell out with Robert Kraft, bro. I mean, like man, it's politics, bro. You fell out with the Kraft, bro. Kraft. I don't know if that's the Kraft
Hmm.
cheese, but that's the Kraft.
Yes, it
You know what I'm saying?
is.
If that's the
Absolutely.
Kraft cheese, oh no, bro, you can't
But
fall out with the cheese, bro. You fell out with the
just
cheese, man. The cheese telling
look,
everybody don't fuck with
look.
him. It's a
That's
wrap.
what I'm telling
Fall out
Aaron
with the
Rodgers.
cheese.
That's what like Aaron Rodgers. He bugged the hell out. Like you over there playing with Johnson and Johnson. That man is a trillionaire. That man just made all that money off
Oh,
that vaccine. Like, come on, man, what's wrong with you? That's why you got like That's what I'm saying. You gotta know who you playing for. You gotta know the people around you, and the fact that a lot of these people just take themselves with a high
Bruh,
regard, like they got it like that. It's unbelievable how different the sport is. It like the whole entire sports leagues period is at a different level.
bro, you
They just
telling
take
me
them up.
Aaron Rodgers could have got a baby oil deal and he didn't fuck that up? I mean, he could have made baby oil great again after Diddy fucked it up. He could have made baby oil great, bro.
He now the funny part is I think he got one more year on his contract, right? So I'm interested to see how they gonna do this. Like to me, I'm playing a nigga because Joe, you owe me. I don't care about none of this. We gonna ride out. We gonna get some linemen, and we gonna see what this thing look like. And it's not because it's my team. That I'm just saying, I'm paying a nigga $76 billion. You gonna work this off. I'm sorry. You
Look,
better. All the doctors better say you hurt. You get your ass out on that field.
the same thing I love about Aaron Rodgers, I hate about Aaron Rodgers. And this is just his attitude, man. Sometimes when he ain't playing football, I love his attitude. It's just when he bring that attitude into football, like, bro, that shit don't. You can't be a loner in the sport. Like this, I ain't want to say no names, but I know some people who played the game and they played with Tom Brady and they played with Aaron Rodgers, and they said it's night and day. They said Aaron Rodgers is not a leader amongst the men. It's like he want to do his own thing, and at that position, you just can't do that, bro. You just can't. You got to get right. You got to act right. You know, you all salty because you had to sit in the green room, and now you just like fuck the NFL because you had to sit in the green room. But if you didn't, you wouldn't have the championships you got. You wouldn't be the man who you are today. And you still bitter about the damn green room. You went to the Green Bay Packers, didn't you? That's why you was sitting your ass in the green room that long. Okay, just relax, enjoy it, and get right.
But this is what happens. You know, this is what happened when you. Well, we're not gonna say he didn't need the money, but he had enough to where when you look at people like Baker Mayfield. What's the other guy that came out of
Bro, hold on, no. You know, I just thought about something, man. We give this man too much grace. He got too much. This man lied about taking a COVID shot, bro. He forged the test, bro. And we ain't nobody talking about that no more, bro. Like, who
Oh
does
no, we
that shit,
still
bro? That dude weird
we.
as hell, man.
But that's what I'm saying. When you got all the excuses, you make all the excuses in the world. You don't need the money. What is the dude name? What is the dude? The little Johnny Manziel. That guy.
Oh yeah, Johnny Football. Man, you see what he just did? Taking bad photos with Jose Canseco daughter. Like, bro, what is wrong with you, man? Like, why would you put like these man? These people nowadays weird, man. These young people, Johnny Football ain't playing football. How you gonna nickname yourself Johnny Football and don't play football?
And not
Like,
even in the league. Shout out to Baker Mayfield, right? He did enough. He's trying to revamp himself, right? He's trying to get his team to the playoff for the third, because it's the third year in a row, right? He's doing the things that shows like, yo, I'm really doing this for the love of the game, right? And when you got dudes like Johnny Manziel that didn't need the money, they were just doing it as a hobby type thing. That's what they think. Zach Wilson is the same way because he don't need the money. Like all these people, like you got to have a hunger for this thing. Your game,
y-
like you got to do the work. People don't want to do the work. Period. Let alone practice and do all this other stuff. You got to have the rapport with the receivers.
you know what? I'm gonna tell you like this dude. Baker's a cool ass dude. We had them field passes, so we down there, they practicing or whatever. And before the game start, and Baker came over, and one of the ladies was like, "This is Jordan's cousin." He was like, and his uncle. He came over and was like, "Oh, Jordan Wade." I'm like, "Yeah." He was like, "Oh man, I love Jordan." And he dapped us up, hugging us over the fence. I'm looking like, "Damn, you little fella." Like I'm bigger than him, bro. That's a little dude. I don't know. He got to be
He's
like
like five
5'10".
ten.
Yeah, he got
Yeah.
boots on and everything. And I'm like, I'm still taller than you, bro. You little as hell. Almost pulled him over the fence. Like, god damn. So, he throwing the football. You just see the football going over people's head. Like, who the fuck back there throwing the football? His little ass back there. No, but he cool as hell though. Baker Mayfield's cool as hell though. But he little as hell. I thought he was like 6 foot. Nah, he smaller than me with cleats.
Mm-mm, he's like 5'10". Yeah, he's like 5'10", 5'9 3/4, or some crazy nonsense like that. But the fact of the matter is, he worked his tail off to get back to it. Like even Sam Darnold, right? When you look at Sam Darnold, you see how far he came. Yeah, he's having this great year, right? And now it's like, okay, what are they going to do? I don't know what they're going to do. But what I do know is that somebody get ready to pay this man somewhere down the line. I don't know if he's going to stay in Minnesota, but somebody's going to pay him. I won't be surprised if somebody like the Giants to go get him, or maybe the Raiders. I don't know, but somebody get ready
Well,
to pay this man.
answer this question. What is wrong with Sam Donald's face? Why it look like it's smashed or something, bro? It look like he got a mush
Uh,
face.
I don't know what's wrong
He a
with that guy.
millionaire and I'm broke, so never mind. I'm gonna be quiet. He got a million. I wish I
I
had a
mean,
$1 million mush face. Play football. Yeah. I can't talk. I ain't about to talk about that man rich. I'm broke. So
but it just goes to show you how much people value things, and the work ethics of people is just astounding. Like there's people really trying to get this money. There's really people trying to get this prestige. We understand that everybody may not be able to obtain the high regards of whatever field they is, but that don't mean you don't put the work in to see if you can do it. There's people that give up before they even try. You a quitter. You Devontae Campbell. You quit on your team. You ain't going. You that jacket is on you for the longest, for the rest of your life. And that's the thing that athletes need to worry about.
that's sad, bro. He just I don't want to play the game. Like who does that, bro? I don't want to
I
play the
don't
game.
know.
That's character issue, man.
Yeah, that I don't.
That's straight character issue, man. Something wrong with you, bro. You're in the NFL game, and it couldn't be you thought you was that good because I nobody knows you, bro. I'm surprised your ass even ain't on the practice squad. So San Francisco and on the linebacker, man, you got
Yeah,
Bosa there and names like this and shit, bro. You
you
crazy
got
as hell.
right. That's what I'm saying. You got Bosa, Greenlaw, Fred Warner. Where the fuck you playing at? Oh, excuse me, y'all. I'm just this is the passion that I'm talking about. Where you get? I don't. It's the fact that people really believe that they're better than they are, and they ain't worth a hill of beans. And it's like you really thought you're not bet. You're like the sixth best linebacker on the team. Who the hell are you to say I don't want to play?
That look, man. I don't know what generation. I bet you he was born in the 2000s, wasn't he? He was probably we gonna
I
call that the
probably so.
complete era. That the
Yeah, he
Gene
had to be. That man ain't
we gonna
30.
Gene Glossamer. That's what we gonna call him. Boy,
That man is not
graduated with a
30.
butterfly wing.
That man is not 30. I know he's not 30. You got me getting ready to look him up now. Because
Yeah,
that was
because I mean,
stupid. Uh,
yeah, you must ain't never been smacked when you was little or something. Because I mean, that stuff like that, man. I mean, that's some soft stuff. I mean, you they must have been pampering you all the way to the NFL. Yeah, I mean, that's just not reality, bro. When you playing, it's for the team. It's not even about you, bro. It's where what can you do to make the team better? And if it's you sitting on the bench or if it's you playing in the game, that's what you do. You know how many people look at you got people like even look at my man on the Lions, David Montgomery. He's in Chicago. They
mhm.
told him he wasn't good enough, bro. They told him he wasn't good enough to get another contract. But he came to Detroit. He did. They drafted Jameer Gibbs. He just came in there and did what he did, man. And now look at him. I mean, it's not even about you. That's not like what they doing is very unique. And like to hear, like when you hear the team talk about them, bro, they ain't jealous of each other. They got a healthy competition, but they competition is they challenging one another to do better. Like Jameer go out there and have 15, 25 yards on the drive. And he go tell David like do better than that. And then David go out there at 45 and Jameer score. That's the type that I mean that's rare, bro. They both playing the same position. They got to share stats, bro. I mean they ain't gonna get no individual accolades doing what they doing. It's gonna be hard. But look what they doing, bro. Last year, first running back duo to score double digits and run 1,000 yards, bro.
Mm.
They on
So
track to
this
do
is
that again.
yeah. So this is the stats on Devondre Campbell. He was drafted in 2016. He was born in '93. Uh,
93.
he, yeah, that's what it said. He act like he was born in 13. I'm just saying.
Where he was
But
born at?
he's from Fort Myers, Florida. You know, they ain't
Yeah, Brett.
right. He went to junior college in Hutchinson, junior college, and then went to Minnesota. So he's a Big Ten. He's a Big Ten kid. Oh, I don't know what's wrong with this guy. So he played with the Falcons, the Cardinals for 1 year. He just left Green Bay, and this
It,
was his first year with 49ers.
I probably need to. It's more than that going on there. He probably just knew he was out the door anyway, and then they losing. Like fuck it, I'm done with this. They probably
Yeah.
was talking about him in the locker room, probably
No,
hating
they
on
they
him, and trying
they
to hype
they
these hype
they
these
chewed
out
him
the
out.
draft.
hmm But he made one first team All Pro in 2021. That was it. That was it. So you a
I
one
never
time
heard of
All Pro. I guess he did that with the Packers. But you know, when you watch the Packers in them days, that's Aaron Rodgers led team. They were sorry as a defense.
That's
I
probably
hope so, Commander. I hope so. They got bigger plans for him because he gonna need it. He better
probably gonna
be an
be a free agent.
inspirational guy. Yeah, he better be an inspirational guy and encourager. Because I did some foolish things when I was in the league. Yeah, you better do that.
Let me tell you about he did that just to write a book. Tell you this dumb
He
shit I
did.
did when I was in the NFL. His ass ain't even go get to the CFL after that.
He gonna be seeing it. Man, he about to be 10 years in the league. It's
He did
over
it
for
in
him.
20 Brown. He did that in
Yeah,
20 Brown shit.
he yeah, and you see where he at. He's still trying to come back. But look at the difference, right? You still got somebody like T.O. I know you about to get off, right? But you got T.O. T.O. is 50 years old. He's still talking about he want to play football.
Man,
He's
T.O.
still running like a
crazy as
four
hell.
six. Right. I'm just showing you the difference of the
Yeah,
competitiveness
the
of
breed.
this thing. Yeah, it's like he's he's easily top. We gonna say top five. We ain't gonna play with the top five receivers. We just gonna say top five receiver, right? Of all time. This man still want to play at 50 years old. That's the love of a game. That's the love of being on that field. That's a love that he loved that more than he loved life.
That's the love you can't buy.
Yeah, you can't buy that. That's just already instilled in you, and that passion is something that you can't even get rid of. That's what a lot of us need going
Oh
forward.
shit, I ain't even know I
But
was time to shit. My bad.
I
Let
just
me hop
told
out
I
real
just
quick.
told you I just told you you gotta go. We'll
I
be
ain't
over
even
there
know
in a
that.
minute.
All right,
Yeah,
bro. I ain't
okay.
even know, bro.
I hear you
The Lord
sound
be with
good.
me.
All right. Shout out to
All
the
right, bro.
word, y'all. Yeah, I'll go
Shout out
ahead
to
and
poor
link
little
up with
T T.
him. Shout out to the poor little Tink Tink 9%. As he head on over to his side of the field, he gonna talk about a very interesting topic. Uh we're gonna give him some time to go on over there. But yeah, it's just amazing how, we take a lot of things for granted, right? You make it to the highest of your field, right? And you just it's not over just because you make it. You got to make it the experience of a lifetime. Anybody can't make it, right? But there's 1,000 people in your field. You want to be one of the top of your position. You want to be one of the tops of your team. You just want to be the top. You want to be your greatest self. But when you sell yourself short, you can't make it to be the best of anything, right? Whether it's football, like whether it's wrestling, right? Like if you look at Jay Uso, right? Jay Uso been in this thing 15, 18, 19. He's been almost 20 years. They've been doing this for almost 20 years, and now he's getting the recognition. He made it. We know that, people feel like the thing is staged, right? They picked is predetermined and all that. That man cried when he won a championship by himself. He won with his brother. He did everything, but to feel the accolade of being a winner by yourself, a champion by yourself, you can't replace that. These are the things that we must understand. When you get to the highest of the high, of whatever you're trying to do, right? If I get to be just great doing these sports chats, these lives, right? I'm taking pride in it now, but I'm still working to become a better person on this thing, right? To where, you know what, I'm gonna start doing this, I'm gonna start doing that, and people might, hey, y'all see sports chat? He actually know what he's talking about. He pays attention. He does this and that. That's a thing that we all strive for, to be the best at what we do, whatever we do, whether it's this, cooking for your family, being the best husband or wife, being the best boy, whatever it is. You want to be the best at it. It's not even, in this field of sports, it's a lot about competition, right? But you don't never want to sell yourself, because you're really competing with yourself, but with other people too, because you don't want to sell yourself short. The competition begins with you. Like, I know I can do better. I'm going to do better. And that's the thing that we need to do going forward, right? We need to understand that we got to be a better version of ourselves. So, you know, it was a very unique week in the field of sports. Like I said, I didn't even touch on, the baseball side of things, with people signing 765 million. I briefly touched on that. A pitcher just made $218 million. But even with them, they have to be talented people, right? But if you really notice how baseball players is, a lot of them don't get up there to like 8-9 years after the minor leagues. You got to put that work in. You got to put that effort in. And when you get there, you don't throw it away. You do the best that you can, right? And that's the thing. We have to continuously work to be where we at. You just can't just, oh, well, we made it, it's over with. Nah, that's not how this goes, you know? So, with that being said, y'all continue to be great at whatever you guys are doing. But that's, I'm coming to the end of Sports Chat with Mr. 33 from the Channel 9 studio, my little honeycomb hideout, so to speak. Y'all stay tuned and get ready for the word. We're gonna go over there and have that conversation, y'all. I appreciate you guys coming through. For those of y'all that's want to pick for Sunday, the list is out there. Put it on the community wall. We're gonna see who can do what can be done again. With that being said, I should be back this time tomorrow to talk about the results of Saturday main event and preview some of the games tomorrow. So with that being said, y'all, I appreciate y'all being here. Mr. 33 signing off. I'm out.